Yo, what is going on, guys? Today I wanted to do a video about the sped up zones on the test server versus the live server. As you can see, I just spawned in and it says it is revealing the safe zone in 2 minutes. It takes 2 minutes until the zone reveals itself, and I'm going to talk about that as opposed to the test server. Right now on the live server, an average game takes about anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes for the game, just around in there. Maybe 25 to 35 is more appropriate for it. It's pretty slow, you know, the zones don't move that fast. And here you can see the first gas goes in 4 minutes and 5 seconds. So it takes it 4 minutes and 5 seconds for the gas to advance, and then the gas advancing, from what I can tell, takes about 5 minutes. So that's already 15 minutes of the game that's passed just in the first, you know, zone going after the gas gets done moving, and by then a lot of people are done dead. So that is also an issue. You know, the people dying really fast is an issue, but I don't think they'll fix that by the gas. I'll talk about that more here in a second. And the next zone moves in 2.5 minutes after the initial zone goes. I watched them here for a while. After this one, they don't move that fast. It only takes 1.5 minutes for each one. I'm sure in like top 3 situation they would probably move faster, but I didn't get to see that because I didn't want this to be on my top 10, so I did die. But if you know how quickly the zone moves around top 5, top 3, let me know. I think it's around 30-45 seconds, but I'm not completely positive on that. Now, the reason that I think it will not speed up or, you know, stop the issue of people dying so fast is because people die so fast mainly on this map, but now because they changed the spawning system to spawn people all over the map. So people spawn, you know, not just on PV, Ranchito, Harris Bluff, and, you know, the main POIs, the main cities, because they spawn everywhere. You know, they can spawn at all the POIs around the map, and that's not really causing an issue. You know, people die relatively as fast as they used to, but you don't get as many kills now because they don't all spawn, you know, around each other, if that makes sense. You know, since people don't spawn all in one city, the amount of kills that you can get is relative to that, and it's kind of relatively low now. So what I think they should do is, you know, spawn people more in cities and not as much out on the map. But, you know, with the map changing and the new map coming, Z1 coming out, you know, it's not that big of an issue. I'm sure they'll change the spawning up at that point, you know, when Z1 comes out. But here it's going to change over to the test server now. Now, the test server is a really big change from the live server. If you haven't played it, you see I spawn in here, 45 seconds until the zone reveals itself. That's really fast as opposed to, you know, how it was before with the 4 minutes and 5 seconds to reveal itself. That's a big difference. And once I land, you'll see that it changes to 2.5 minutes until the first zone reveals itself. So again, that's almost half of what it was before, really speeding up the looting process. You know, people don't have that long of a time to loot. I don't know how this is going to affect people dying to the gas, though. They did say when they changed it way back, you know, changed the spawning systems and changed the safe zones, they said that you spawn relative to the safe zone. So say the safe zone is going to be in the northwest of the map, you're going to spawn around Harris Bluff or around the northwest of the map at least. So maybe it won't cause that many issues with people choking on gas. I'm sure it might cause a little bit if, you know, people stretch really far and don't find a car, but we'll have to see how that changes. You know, with all the four-wheelers that they have now, a lot more four-wheeler spawns, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Now here, I was actually really curious, if you heard me the other day in the video, at when the crate would drop. As I could tell from the live server, the crate drops on live at about 1.5 minutes, and on test here, it drops at about 45-50 seconds. It wasn't rendering in here for me, so I can't really tell whether it spawned at 1 minute or it spawned between 45 seconds and 1 minute till the gas advances. So the first zone, when it has about 45 seconds to advance, or about 30 seconds, that's when the crate drops in. That's when so it spawns, you know, around 45 to 30 seconds is what I can tell. But here, this is just a time lapse of the next like 3 zones. All of them took 1.5 minutes to spawn. So each zone after the second zone takes 1.5 minutes. So that is different as opposed to, you know, the 2.5 minutes that the live server has. It just skips to the 1.5 minutes, and it's like that probably until top 5. Now, I would have to see. In top 5 here, I don't think it ever really changed to less than 1.5 minutes, but this game ended pretty quickly top 5 because, you know, the whole entire server only had 3 people in it because it's the test server and not many people play it. But I'm going to let the rest of this play out. I did win this, you know, not a big deal because it's just the test server and there was only 3 people in the game. But if you are interested in watching the rest of it, then, you know, here it is, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.